Sports Pueblo, 1350. This is the John Wristen Show, brought to you by Miller Lite. Let's join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves head coach, John Wristen.
For the John Wristen Show, the inaugural edition, the season premiere of 2016 John Wristen. That's right, you can go ahead and give it a hand. We've got a nice crowd on hand here tonight at Andy Mack's. Jim Brooks along with the Chieftains, Joe Cervi, and the head coach, John Wristen, on time, ready to roll for another season.
Cranking up this 16th season. It's fast upon us, and let's rock and roll.
Well, nothing like starting with the most important game of the year. You say every week is the most important game because it's the next one on your schedule, but we can really say that about this one, can't we? The first game really matters a lot.
Well, I think it's obviously the way the new schedule with the new teams in the RMAC, it causes this new format where we're able to get the luck of the draw and play Colorado School Mines at first. And you got to play them sometime, and we're going to play them the first game up there. Great environment. It's the first night game, I believe, in over 50 years up at Colorado School. Marv Kaye, the longtime high school or college coach there at UNC, they couldn't remember the last time they've had a night game. Marv Kaye can't remember. That's a long time. So.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing the new facility. They started it last year, of course, but of course they came down here and played you last year here. So this is our first look at the new stadium. All the reviews are great. They said their first game last year, I remember they had like 6,000 people there for their opener. So we're hoping it's about 6,000 again this week, but maybe about 3,000 Thunderwolf fans making the trip up there.
We always travel well there, and it's really kind of cool for our team and our whole fan base is that you see that sea of red when you come out, and we kind of take over that stadium, and I think that's what the unique thing about college football, and especially college football here in the state of Colorado, but especially wearing the CSU Pueblo uniform. We got a great following. I know there's a sold-out fan bus that's going up that's have people coming up from Pueblo on a bus. There's big tailgates being planned, and a lot of parents and family and friends that live in that area, and they're excited to drive 30 minutes to the game versus 2 hours down south. So
yeah, exactly, and it's going to be national televised. ESPNU going to pick up the broadcast as well, which is nice. Get you a little more exposure throughout the country. It's worked well in the past for you guys when you played on a national television audience. I would think you guys are looking forward to that this year as well.
Well, who doesn't want to play on national TV? Who doesn't want to play with ESPN behind the TV station you're playing at? And so, these kids dream about these opportunities. These kids grow up seeing these other games that you don't have a chance to go play at a Division I level per se. And this is our opportunity because of what these past teams have done and what the future teams are going to be able to do. And I think it also illustrates the quality of football in the state of Colorado and what the RMAC has done. And I think that with the NCAA letting us have a chance to do this, it's nice to be picked as the first game to be televised.
What's great is going out of practice every day. We know John Wristen loves these big games. This is why you get into college football. But your kids have said ESPN more this week than in the last 10 days that I've ever heard those, and they're excited. I mean, everything is because they know the magnitude of this game, but they know that it's a chance to just go have some fun under the lights and play. And I think that's kind of the testament to your program is, yeah, it's a big game. Yeah, there's a lot on the line. Yeah, you're going to get their A game because you're a 5-time defending RMAC champion, but your kids they're welcoming it instead of shying away from it.
Well, I think if you're a true competitor, you want to embrace every moment you got. And I think we started this program that we're going to put that target on our back, and we want that target on our back. And so we're going to embrace every opportunity we get to get a chance to go compete. And I just, I'm hoping that we're ready. This first game, you just don't know. If you got everything covered, there'll always be something come up. The first game really boils down to the discipline and the details, and you got to be able to understand the speed of the game, got to understand how the official's going to call it. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of different things that take place that you can never prepare for in a game situation. We've tried, we hope, and we hope we bring our A-plus game on Thursday night. I was going to say Saturday, but it's Thursday night.
Well, you got to get used to that Thursday night this week. But the good news is after that, you got a nice long week, John. But we'll think about that later. Exactly. But you take on this Mines Ball Club. It's been a spirited rivalry, even though you've won 5 in a row. Every game up there that you've played them has been a real nail-biter, a dogfight, it would seem like. Down here, you've kind of had your way a couple of times with them. But up there, you know you're going to get their best shot. Especially, they know this is, you talk about your red-letter games. This is their, I guess, to be their blue-letter game.
Well, I think they referred to us as the school down south, or the little school down south. And so, I think Coach Greg Brandon and I are really good friends, and David Hansberg, their AD, we all worked together in the past at Northwestern and at CU. And there's nothing better than beating your friend and being able to talk about it a little bit. But embrace it, and it's going to be a great environment. I think their kids are obviously ready to go, and they got a great program. And I tell you what, Mine's done a nice job with their facilities. They got really a nice Taj Mahal, if you want to say, of the locker rooms and their meeting rooms and their facilities. I know they came down and visited with us about 3 years ago about what they needed to do, and I gave them a blueprint of what I thought we could have done a little bit better, and what I think they should do. And they took, that was when Bob Stitt was a coach. Now Bob's head coach at University of Montana, and they took every one of those suggestions. They did it, and so what a great environment for college football. Great job for Scholar School of Mines, changing their facelift of their facilities, and it should be one heck of a college football game.
Well, and just one quick shout out to Marv K. There's not a nicer guy in the RMAC in terms of a guy that's deserving of a name. We got Nita and Eddie, and obviously what the DeRose family's done, but Marv K. is Mines, right? And it's nice that he gets recognized for that. But you still, as nice as he is, be nice to give him the first loss of the night game in 50 years.
We see each other in a lot of social events. It's always nice to have that little chip.
Yes.
Chip.
Play that one.
That you have in your hip pocket, and I know they're trying to come get it, and we got to be prepared. But Marv K's one heck of a gentleman, and he's one heck of a football coach. He's done a great job for that Golden area and also the School of Mines.
Well, we've talked about it, I've told you about it before. Troy Tack, alumni of Mines, our old buddy from high school. When he came down, he visited the facility there. They gave him the tour, and he loved it. Marv remembered him, and they took him all over the place. And they went up to meet the coaches, and what did all the coaches? They're all gathered around a little screen. What are they watching? They're watching CSU Pueblo game film. So I kind of tell you, that was back in March. So they've been getting ready for this one for quite a while, Johnny.
Well, we'll show up. We're not going anywhere. I think our bus will be loaded up on Wednesday, and I think that's the way it should be. And we've been preparing for them too. And so I hope our kids. The main thing is our kids in this first game, they don't get too excited. I got to keep them even kill and play within ourselves and play one heck of a football game for 60 minutes. You got these emotional roller coasters. The first game is all about getting in that game shape condition. There's going to be some ebbs and flows. You're going to see the big guys going to get tired. They're going to be huffing and puffing because there's just no way to simulate the intensity of the game. You're going to have to go. And so I think it's my job as a coach is try to control their energy, manage it, and make sure we have the right substitutions in on all that. So,
where's your every team has questions going into the first game. This year maybe more so than ever because of just I tell people, there were 18 seniors last year that graduated, and those 18 guys, about 15 of them played for 3 years.
Right.
They weren't just 1 year, they were 3-year starters. That's how good they were, and that was a fantastic class. But you have so many different faces coming in, and it's always next man up mentality. In your mind, are you just hoping that the foundation that you've set for the last 8 years is it's rubbed off?
Well, yeah, I think that's the theory behind it, obviously, and you hope that there's a standard been set here at this program about the way you go and prepare, and now this is your opportunity. So your opportunity is really based on tradition never graduates. So this is an opportunity for you to have this chance to go compete because you've earned that right to go compete. And you've been in that pecking order, and now it's your number's called. And so I really think that if that's the way we built this program, tradition never graduates. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunity. I'm a little nervous about our kicking game. We got Nathan Taylor is going to be doing our place kicking, and we're able to get out Nathan Spinuzzi within last week, and he's eligible. And so Nathan will handle our kickoffs. And Nate Spinuzzi is going to handle our kickoffs, and then Nathan Taylor is going to handle our extra point field goal at this time. And so that's a little concern of mine because I've always had a guy that's in the wings, and obviously that didn't quite work out with a lot of different scenarios there.
But you've always had that freshman kicker that first year. I mean, even though Greg O'Donnell was here for a redshirt year, he was a freshman kicker when he went, and same with Kyle Major. So this year's kind of almost the same way.
Well, the difference is you had him for a redshirt year, and they knew what it was like, and had an opportunity to see the intensity and not get freaked out by the rush or doing those different things. So those are things I worry about. I think we got some guys starting an offensive line that had not started there in the past. We thought that was coming in that would be a great strength for us, which I think by the end of the year it's going to be really a nice ability for us to be able to run the ball and do what we need to. At the receiver position, we're awful young there. You realize on offense, we really only have one senior, and that's Daniel Weiss is coming back.
Wow.
That we only have one senior, and that tells you something about this cycle up type of your program. And so those other guys have been in the wings behind, Zach Martinez who started for 4 years, and then Gary Dixon,
yep.
and then you had the Rodriguez, Chance Rodriguez that played for 3 years. All those things that now those guys aren't there, and it's their opportunity to go shine. And so I think it's going to take a while. I think it's going to take some time to gel. I think everybody's got to be a little patient. But as long
about
as
2 days for that.
Right.
You've got 2 days to get them to gel.
We've got two days to get them ready. But, Coach Cody Shaw does a great job with those offensive linemen. He's a great teacher, great coach, and he's been doing a great job of molding those offensive linemen together. But as long as you have Bernard McDonald in the backfield, you can be all right. But the other side is I think our defense has a chance to be really athletic, and so we got everybody coming back in the secondary. We moved Sam Singleton inside with Brandon Pear, might be two of the best inside linebackers we've had, besides Lee Meisner, and I'm not no disrespect for Joe Rosenbach and those guys that play, but they're a little more athletic than we got.
And bigger.
And stronger, and being able to handle that. We moved North Shangola out from safety down to outside linebacker.
I see he's number one on the depth chart.
He's done a great job with that. And then you got Trace Gray, who's played in and out, played some different roles. And then we lost Josh Croy, who was our lifeblood. He was the guy that was really a guy that did a lot of great things to motivate the team, and did the things that a great leader does in a program. When you lose him, you're really the heart and soul of that.
All right, we're here at Andy Mack's. All of our usual suspects are here. They look great. Everybody looks great. It's a great-looking crowd. Wow. They sound good. Tundra's in the house. Yeah. We've got these award-winning appetizers. Something new this year.
We got a new menu here at Andy Mack's.
A little new stuff here, and it looks good.
We got to give a shout-out to JC and his staff now. Bloodshot moved on, and so now we have more deep-fried stuff and some meatballs.
Look at those meatballs.
There's a $5 buffet. $5 buffet.
$5 buffet. You can eat all night.
Sorry, I'm taking a bite of this chip.
Have the beverage of your choice. Come on and join us. We're here till 7 o'clock, and then we hang around a little bit and schmooze with the public.
Come say hi to the coach.
Come on and say hi to us. Come on down here to Andy Mack's. We'll be here till 7 o'clock. We are at Andy Mack's. Jim Brooks, Joe Cervi, and John Wristen. Back after this time out on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Council. The John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Andy Max, John Wristen Show here on AM 1350, Fox Sports Pueblo. We're enjoying these appetizers. I mean, these little flaky chips are pretty good there, Johnny. You like those with the salsa?
Those are flour.
Is that what those are? Yeah, they're good. They're flaky chips. Got a light, flaky flavor.
For a flaky radio show.
It's true. And we got some wings or poppers. What are those?
Poppers.
Good.
Poppers are good.
Meatballs are the new one on the menu that Joe and I devoured.
Yeah, they're about gone.
So I don't think there's anything.
Were there 5 in there to start?
There were more than that.
Oh, okay. So are those 2 mine, or are you guys going to... Oh, okay. I just wanted... Not that I'm keeping score or anything.
We know this.
We offered. I heard Johnny offer you.
Well, that's good. Thanks for offering,
That's
Johnny.
right when we go on the radio show.
Right.
So that's why I offered.
You have to host the show.
Well, we get big game against mine, 7 o'clock. Start actually about 7:05, 7:10, somewhere in there, depending on when TV
7:04.
Gives the clearance. 7:04. Okay, we'll be on the air at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Pueblo to bring you the broadcast to those not near a television. And of course, you can always turn that television down, turn the radio up.
We have a lot of people that do that.
I know, so we got to make sure we're testing out the School of Mines, their new stadium. It's a no phone lines, no copper. They're bragging about that, and I go, okay, so we're going to try an internet-type broadcast, and we're checking out the new equipment tomorrow at noon.
Well, there you go.
Head engineer Eric Tepp or Teep, something like that. I can't remember how Eric pronounces his last name. Well, the big guy, hard guy's coming down. I'm meeting him at lunchtime.
There you go.
Him and Nick. So we'll see how that flies. Hopefully everything works out, and we'll have a nice, clean broadcast for you on Thursday night.
Those are our headaches, John.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You got your own headaches.
You guys got your own.
I think does your first headache start with Justin Dvorak, or does it start with where does your primary focus? Just you not worrying about your team, thinking your team's ready, blah blah blah. When you look at mines, where did your thoughts go?
Well, I think the quarterback, number 12, Justin Dvorak, he's a special player. He's going to his senior year. He's always played really, really well. He knows how to manage this offense. I think he's the guy who stirs the drink up there, and they got some other really good players. Tyler Young, number 5, is their wide receiver. 6'5", 205-pound kid.
He played a pretty good year last year.
Yeah, and so I remember watching him in high school. I thought he was a good player, and I think they got 4 or 5 starters back in the offensive line. They got a kid starting named Cecil, that was a kid that we recruited out of Silver Creek that went to Air Force and then decided he was going back into Mines. And so I really think Mines, the key about Mines, in my opinion, is how you can manage the ebbs and flows of their offense and making sure that they don't get on a roll. Because once they get on a roll and they get another first down and then another first down and then another first down, you're back on your heels. And so you got to make sure you keep the ball in front of you. You got to tackle and be able to get those things done. You got to control that quarterback. You can't let him scramble around and get in the pocket. You just got to keep him in the pocket and make sure he does that work in the pocket. And then we got to rally the ball. We're going to make him try to throw it short and rally up and make tackles.
Did Brandon keep what Bob Stitt did? Did he embellish on it? Did he vary from it? Is it the system that's just in place at Mines no matter who's coach?
No, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different terminology. It's a little bit different of how they're reading it, but it's similar. It's in the same family, but it is different. I think Brando and his staff would want to run the ball a lot more than Bob did.
Well, they had a kid go for 1,400 yards last year on the ground.
So, they're going to try to run the ball, and I think that negates a pass rush, and you got to be careful with your blitzes when you're running the ball, and you don't want to get outnumbered at the point of attack. You can't let that big guy get north, and that's Sam Sinton, I believe, is his name, is a tailback that does get north and south really quickly. And so if we can keep that ball in front of us, make him go 80 yards to score, we'll have a chance. If not, if they're going to get big plays and get first down after first down after first down, it's going to be a long day for the Thunderwolves.
What I love about it is this quarterback, in theory, could throw it 60 times Thursday night. And rather than be, oh, man, this guy's going to throw it 60 times, the secondary at CSU Pueblo's going, oh, man, he's going to throw it 60 times. They can't wait.
Right, and I think, if we had to open up with them last year, I would have been really a lot more nervous about our secondary being tested.
They were new,
That's what I'm saying, because everybody was new, and now, Darius Williams has come back and had a really great off season, and he's coming off of shoulder surgery, but he really stayed here all summer, has worked out. He's had a great fall camp. He's got a lot more confidence than he did last year. We lost Brandon Henry tore his hamstring about 10 days ago, so he would have been the other starting corner. But good thing we got some depth, and we got Jeremy Hunt over there, and Jaden Garcia is going to get some looks, and so he was
Zach
Young's going to be at our safety spot, and so at our two safety spot, you got two veteran guys.
Yeah, Joe and LaRon.
JJ and LaRon, and those guys are kind of the glue right there. But I'm really excited to see Alex McConas get his first start. Alex is taking over for Tony Campton at the nose guard. He's one of these guys that just has earned his right to go play. He's going to senior year. He started at fullback, bounced around, just kept in our program, never was on scholarship until this past semester. And
he's a little bit nuts.
Oh, he's
that's what's kind of fun is
he's not a little bit.
He's one of those guys.
That in a positive way.
I get you. I kind of gravitate toward the guys that have personalities, and just talking with him, I didn't even have to ask what position he played. You're a nose guard, aren't you? You could just tell he's a little off, but in a fun way.
He's I don't want to say a big cowboy guy, but he loves horses. His family was horses back in Ohio, and he got a chance to work out here on a ranch a couple times, and that's his passion is just taking care of horses. And I'm really proud of his growth of how he's become a guy who could be a starter.
Sure.
And he just stayed with it. And then I think Ian Kelly's had a great camp, and he's gaining more confidence each time, and he was able to follow Josh and Morgan and the last year and how to do it. And so I think Ian's going to make a name for himself. And then Brock Davies is going to get the start in front after Josh's injury. And
he's another one who's nuts.
Well, he's a little bit. Maybe that's why Alex and him hang out together. Is that the nut on the same tree or something? Is it?
When Josh went out, it was a non-contact injury, and it was one of the freak things. How did the defense? I mean, that's a blow. How did they handle it?
Well, it just took the air out of practice, to say the least, and you try to get practice going. But I think they're really disappointed for him. Him as a person and the way he's gone about his business, and for something so severe and so negative, it just is crushing. But it's like I told him, I said, we have no control over that. And so, Josh lived his life like he was going to get everything out of it, and that's why he went and played that day. And you never know when something of that injury is going to happen at any time, so you got to play every play like it's your last. And now everybody, I think, understands that. And shame on us if we don't approach it from that attitude of being able to get things done.
You just hate to go next man up before you play the first game.
Yeah, before a game. It's tough to do.
That's one of those lessons you learn is playing part of the game. And Josh, we're going to miss you. I think he had surgery today, and I really feel for you. We're praying for you, and we hope everything went safely.
All right, that's the Josh Croy update. If you want to get a question into Coach Wristen, we got 3 or 4 of them lined up. I see some of them coming on here right now, but 671-7574. That's area code 719 if you're outside the area. 719-671-7574. Let your fingers do the walking. We don't talk to you. We just want to read what you have to say to us.
We can talk to you if they're here, right?
We could.
We'll put them on a headset.
Yeah, we'll do something like that. But I can get a microphone out if we want to do that. So we're right here at Andy Mack's John Wristen Show. Plenty of award-winning appetizers. We got a buffet here, $5 buffet if you come in here tonight to Andy Mack's. Part of happy hour plus drink specials. Come on out here and join us. And I'm going to sample the meatballs right now.
Stay away from the meatballs.
We got a little 3-minute break for me to devour one. All right. Andy Max, John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Fox Sports.
I think that's our cue to come on back. Some nice rock music in the background there. Welcome back to Andy Max, John Wristen Show, and I just had some of the meatballs out of this world good, and the garlic bread is nice.
Hey, Tundra's howling for some more meatballs.
Yeah, Tundra.
She wants some more meatballs.
Be careful when you're around Tundra, though.
She's a service dog tonight.
Because the owners of Tundra sometimes will slip you a biscuit, and you don't know it. They did that to me last year. I actually had one of Tundra's dog biscuits. Kind of tasty.
You know what my favorite Tundra story was from last year is she's a fan favorite. She's a John Wristen Show favorite, regular. Right. And Jim likes to share wings with her. So she just kind of walked by and she was looking at Jim and looking at him, and then she basically punched him.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm here, feed me. And of course he did, and then she was happy.
It's a love story now. Exactly. Well, you know what? It's time for the question segment from our fans that check in. And I don't think there's anybody else that is a more loyal John Wristen Show, I should say listeners, as a matter of fact, than the Turner family. And that, of course, means Abigail and Madison get to kick it off for another season. They're so excited. They've been waiting for this for all summer long, and they've come up with the question here. This is the question, John. You ready? This is a pretty good one.
I want to know if they came with this question while they're up at camp. Summer camp. They thought of that over at summer camp.
Here's the question. Where is the farthest you traveled this off-season to meet with a new student athlete?
Wow.
I guess you would include the recruiting season, not just the summer, but...
Yeah, I think that, I don't usually get out on the road unless I really need to.
You need a power closer.
And we usually bring those kids from Arizona or Florida. I don't have the budget to go fly there, but what I usually do is the last 10 days of recruiting, we try to go up and make home visits at all the guys up in the Denver metro area and up north. And so when we do that, probably this past year, maybe been all the way up to Erie, Colorado with Luke Conalog.
All right, there you go.
Great question, girls.
All right, and you can think about your one for next week. And if you want to get another one in tonight, you can fire away here. Now, the next one, I kind of like to reward loyalty to the show. Rick Arthurs, who's usually here in the house, our favorite Boston Red Sox fan. Yep. New England Patriot fan. He loves everything New England.
Alabama
Probably
fan.
Suffered through that 8-run sixth last night, Rick. I mean, that was just terrible. You get a 4-2 lead going to the sixth, and then the Royals scored 8 in the sixth. Won it 10-4. We're on a little slide right now. The Royals are playing great. They got the rally mantis. Maybe we need a rally mantis to take along with it. But here we go. Well, just as we speak there, the Red Sox just scored when they've taken the lead in the fourth. All right, here is Rick's question. He's actually soaking in a hot tub in Santa Fe, listening to the John Wristen Show on his iHeart Radio application.
What is wrong with you, Rick?
Well, it's on a Monday.
Can you tell us about the new programs in Dixie State and, of course, the South Dakota Mines?
Well, there are 2 longer road trips than we had in the past. I think Dixie State has the opportunity to be really good from what I've saw in film. And I think South Dakota Mines is really an up-and-coming program. They played some comparable teams in our league. And so we got a work cut out for them coming in. I don't really know enough about them to really make an educated guess on it. From last year to this year, there's always liquid in the way teams change. But I'm really looking forward to have a chance to welcome them in the league and get a chance to. We got both of them at home.
I was going to say, so welcome to the league. Come to our house.
Yeah. So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know enough about him right now until we get him down. We get South Dakota Mines our third game, so we'll find out pretty quick.
Well, Joe and I are already plotting strategy for next year, that Dixie State trip. We've already got it lined out.
Yeah,
it's going to be a 4-day adventure, I think, 3 days in Vegas.
I think we need to all fly to Vegas.
Yes.
And then,
you need to fundraise and take the team to Vegas.
Yeah, there you go.
I was hoping I could fly. And then
okay.
No,
yeah,
I wouldn't.
All right. Another loyal listener, Ken Franick, up there.
Ken, how are you?
Ken's back. He's looking forward to the season. Question for the coach. Are there any true or redshirt freshmen that will see big-time playing time early in this season? Who are the guys? Every year it seems like you have a freshman or a redshirt that comes out of the woodwork and just does great things. Who do you think might be that person this year that people are going to fall in love with right away?
Well, I think
Darius Williams last year was a
Darius
great
Williams was
freshman
one
of the
of
year.
those guys.
Yeah.
I think Amon Johnson, a wide receiver out of Cherry Creek, yeah, he's a really, really good player. I think that you're going to find out about this Asamichi kid at running back.
Joe and I love him.
Done a nice thing. And then Morgan Smith at tight end is really going to be one of those guys that are going to be able to compete. And then Jackson Weebles on our defensive line, probably we had to progress him a little faster than what we thought. We had him at outside linebacker. Boy, talk about a relentless motor. It reminds me of a guy named Grant Jansen, one of the first founders of our program that was just a relentless type of player. Another kid from Pine Creek. Jackson's dad's a coach at Pine Creek, done a nice job with that program, and his son loves football, and it's really going to have a chance to see that. And then I tell you, the guy that's really come out of the woodworks for us is a guy named Tanner Draper out of Amarillo, Texas. And Tanner, we were kind of debating on whether we should have him, and he's a safety, but he's going to be a special teams kind of guru for us. And so, and he's a true freshman. He's a 6'3.5" kid, about 205 that can run. And on one of our plays scrimmage last Thursday, he ran almost 105 yards to make a play. Now, if you can imagine, that was on a punt.
And it was a crappy weather.
It was on a punt. He was on the other side. We got it broken down the sidelines. He wouldn't give up. And I said, we got to reward that effort. So he's going to play for us. He's a backup safety. And then Tevin Donnell, who ran track for us. He was a redshirt last year. Is also going to be one of those special teams guys. And we got Sam Long, who's a redshirt freshman in our offensive line that's going to have to play. And I'm trying to see if there is anybody else. But those are the young guys, and we're excited for them to have an opportunity to come and play.
And Leeds, I got an anonymous question here. Who has been, probably works the same way with the freshmen, but who's been the biggest surprise so far in this summer and fall camp here?
Well, I think you really our veterans. I want to say Corbin Fingster and Spencer Nath. Spencer Nath has changed his body. He's lost about 20 pounds, and he's moving, and he's playing like the way we thought he was going to play. Corbin's just been steady Eddie. Doesn't say boo. You know, I'm happy because they raised their level of their play. I think that in our
well, John, did they have to? Because you got two junior college transfers that are come in playing their position. They kind of say, you know what? Maybe that's a little message being said. You better kick your game into gear.
I've always said competition is your best coach and your best teacher. And so I think that those guys, I think the biggest surprise, I think, on offense has really been, I was saying about Amon Johnson. Obviously, we get Daniel Wise. Everybody knows about Daniel Wise. He's had a really good camp. I think Kalen, our receiving core, has really taken off. And Kalen Anderson, who is C.J. Anderson's little brother, he's really had a nice camp. He's a lot more focused, knows what he's doing. Another kid, Jalen Mitchell. We're going to have the Smurfs out there.
Yeah.
You know,
Again.
we're going to be small.
Again.
But these guys are, I think we've got great depth there. I really think Morgan Smith, again, at the tight end spot has been really outstanding. But I think on defense, like I said, I think this Tanner Draper kid is going to push some guys. I think that the Jackson Weebles, Brady Opp, who played baseball, is also playing our nose guard position now since we lost Croy and been able to do that. Deion Sizer, he's a little banged up. He's not going to dress for this game.
Really?
Yeah, so we're down two really pretty good starters on the D line.
Yeah,
and so but that gives everybody another opportunity, and it's the best thing about it is that when your team, it creates different opportunities for different. So you got to take advantage of it, and so I think there's good things going to happen.
We've talked for 45 minutes now and have not mentioned quarterback.
Right.
And that was a battle all the way through, from the spring and the summer, and even early on in the fall camp. And A.J. Thompson edged out Rex Dowson. And talk about that. I mean, that was a battle.
That was it was really interesting to see two guys go after it and their approach with each other and the way Coach Brown was able to handle them. And so I think over their body of work, as we described, from spring to the way we made their decision, that I think both of them really did a lot of great things. And Rex was coming on strong. And AJ, we felt like, was just a little bit ahead on making sure that all the little things were right. But Rex is going to play. Rex is going to play in this game, and so everybody have a chance to see Rex do his thing. So I'm really happy with the progression of those two guys.
And they both understand the role of managing.
Right.
They get it, which is when you talk to them, to a man or together even, they get the whole manage the offense. Let's just move it down the field. Let Bernard and the boys take
chances. All right.
Did you hear Thunder?
I heard Thunder.
It was when you said Bernard, that's the key.
Yeah. She likes Bernard.
I like Bernard too, Thunder. That's pretty good right there.
Yeah, that's always good.
All right, that wraps up our questions segment here. Each and every week. If you still got one, want to get one in the next segment, we can sneak it in. 671-7574. Put out the number each and every week on the Facebook page. Publish it on Twitter as well, so you can get your questions in, get them ready for John next week. Come back after this final timeout. We'll set up the game this Thursday with School of Mines. That all comes your way next. We're here at Andy Mack's. Come out and join us. John Wristen Show here on Fox Sports Pueblo.
The John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Thunder knows the cue. Here's Thunder barking there in the background of that rock music, leading us back into our final segment of the John Wristen Show. Carl Lorenson, our producer and engineer tonight. John, I got a quick question. Somebody panicked here, one of our listeners.
Okay.
But it's bad news. They didn't hear the start of the show, but I guess we'll revisit it here. Josh Croy out for the year.
Yes.
He wants to explain what happened.
We're just doing a team drill, and we're going, it was Wednesday before our last big scrimmage on Thursday, and he was just rushing a passer. He turned the corner, and his patella tendon got pulled off the bone there, I guess. And so today he had surgery up in Denver, and so we're going to disenroll him from school, even though he was going to graduate, and our plan is to get him his senior year like he deserves.
All right, that's good news. I was going to ask you that next, with the medical red shirt and all that good stuff. So, all right, you got something there, Joe? You got a question?
I had a missed call just now, Greg Brandon.
Oh,
I think if we call him now, he'll go on the air with us.
Hey,
he might for you.
Yeah, Greg, you want to say, hey, you're on our radio show.
There you go.
To you right now. Maybe we can get him to maybe he's got a question for you, John.
Well, I'll be glad to answer it Thursday night.
That's right.
I'll answer it Thursday night.
That's funny. All right, let's talk about the game, John. Thursday night, 7 o'clock, School of Mines at their place, the beautiful new Marv K Stadium. Some field at Marv K Stadium. I can't remember what the field is called. It's what it was last year, but that's what it's going to be this week. It's kind of the ultimate battle of wills, because you've got a team likes to throw the ball all over the place in Mines. You got a team in CSU Pueblo likes to run the football, pound, stop you on defense. I guess which will wins out, and for the most part, the last 5 years, it's been you guys that have been able to impose your will on them. I guess that's the whole key, isn't it?
Well, I think as we were talking earlier, these first games really boil down to our discipline and our paying attention to the details, because there's always something that's going to come up that you just haven't covered. And I'm really concerned about our game, shape, condition, because I firmly believe it's hard to get in game shape unless you don't play the game. And so we got to manage that. We got to tackle and block. It just boils down to your fundamentals, being able to do that in this first game. And so I know mine's, they've been looking forward to this when it first came out. And I tell you what, the Thunder Wolves are really looking forward to this opportunity, especially going up, playing in Golden, Colorado. First night game in over 50 years.
Did the old field even have lights?
If it did, they weren't very good.
I don't even remember.
I don't think they did.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I played there a bunch, and all I remember is a donkey running around the track and the hang gliders coming off the Lookout Mountain. And
well, of course, when you played, John, there was kegs in the stands,
well, that's
too.
what I said. There was kegs over there, and it was really hard to concentrate.
The best was that first year, 8-9 years ago, when you get off the bus and you know, they didn't have a locker room. They had like a little meeting room with little benches. And Risto looks at me and goes, some things never change.
Yeah.
It was just, and then he leaned over and said, and we're starting Joe V. Hill.
Wait, what?
That was a fun game, and you almost beat them.
Yeah,
but and all, you know, fans, if you're all listening, the Thunderwolves are undefeated in openers for 8 years since you're back.
Wow, there you go.
Way to jinx us, Joe.
Well, that's just more added pressure, Risto.
Well, we look forward to this. I think our kids are ready. I tell you, tonight we practiced in a hurricane out there, and it was windy. It didn't feel like August 30th or 29th, whatever it is. And our guys were really focused. We went 19 periods. We practiced fast. They were listening. We're throwing the ball, and I thought, okay, we're on track here. And I took the pads off like I normally do
on Wednesday,
2 days before, and I think we're tired of practicing each other. We're tired of being able to not go compete as a team. And so we're really looking forward to having an opportunity on Thursday night.
Looking forward to it. And, of course, Mines, we talk about their offense all the time, but defensively they're better, aren't they, than they've been years past?
Are.
Well, that 1 year when we went up there and you got beat by the offside call, that was a bad defense. I mean, they were bad
Good.
men.
Yeah. Well, it was those defensive ends.
Big line. I mean, they were strong and tough and mean. I think they've lost a little bit of that, but the last year or two, it seems like they're starting to get that edge back on defense.
Well, I tell you that they got number 79 is Dallas Fields. He's a kid out of Colorado Springs at Pine Creek High School. And, you know, he's a 6'3", 290, 300-pound. It's very athletic. And then they're playing a new guy at defensive end that is a very athletic. He's 6'4", 220. And then their linebackers, I really think this Drake Thinnell, 38, he's out of Regis Jesuit High School, and he's a good player. He played against us last year. And then they got both their free safeties that played against us. And they moved the safety to corner, Adam Leonard, and he's out of the same high school as Spencer Nathy. And so they got a lot of – this is a veteran team that we're playing. Yeah. And, you know, we got some veteran guys in our spot, but when you only have one senior in offense, I'm anxious to see how we hold this glue together. And it's going to rely on us as coaches to lead them through that time. And I'm glad that we had a quarterback that's had some experience last year and understands those things. And so I'm looking forward to seeing this version of this 2016 team.
I guess put a bow on it now for the fans. You got to give me about 45 seconds here to wrap things up for this week's edition.
Well, I really appreciate all the support and excitement, and I really appreciate Andy Max, JC, and Wes, and all you guys here that make things happen. But you know what the unique thing we've developed here? We're going to Golden, Colorado. and we're going to have over 1,000, 2,000 fans up there with Thunderwolves.
Right.
And if everybody thought that we weren't going to do this 8 years ago, they would have said you're smoking that hubbly bubbly here in Colorado. And so I'm really excited to be able to have an opportunity to showcase the 16 team here in Colorado. Appreciate all the support. Let's go make this a special year. Go Pack.
All right, Johnny. Good luck. We look forward to it. Here's your program reminder here on Fox Sports Pueblo. We're on the air Thursday night, 6:30, with the pregame show. The kickoff a little bit after 7. It'll be about 4 or 5 after 7 o'clock on Thursday night. We hope you can join us right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. If you missed tonight's John Wristen Show, just tuning in, don't worry. I put it on the YouTube page tomorrow later on, and you can listen to the show in its entirety and pick up on everything you missed out. And a reminder, next week we'll be back to our normal time. It'll be Wednesday nights from here on out the rest of the season, but we're glad you joined us here for this special Monday edition, the kickoff edition of the John Wristen Show here from Andy Max. For Joe Cervi, for John Wristen, the head coach, I'm Jim Brooks. For everybody at Andy Max, Carl Lorenson, our producer and engineer, Nate Baptist also helping out. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350. Tune in again next week at the same time for all things CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football. Only on Fox Sports 1350, KCCY Pueblo.